Hi, friends.
Hi, Ambika.
Hi, Ashita. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm so glad that finally we have met, you know,
Yes,
or in fact, we just took this impromptu decision of recording what we're planning to talk today because I'm sure it's going to help quite a few people.
absolutely right.
Yeah. So I just want to give a small little overview to the audience as they watch our video. So, dear friends, we decided to come on a call together because Ashita is a friend and a colleague. We know each other personally and professionally. And both of us are into the field of psychology, helping people to deal with their emotional aspects. And we have been coming across with quite a few common things with the normalcy coming back into our daily routine. When I say normalcy, it means to say that children have been called back to school, especially class 10 and 12. Their pre-boards are going to be in school very soon with the consent of parents, of course. And people have been called back to office. They're slowly trying to, we're coming to terms with dealing with the COVID situation now. Although the offices have very little attendance, maybe they're going once or twice in a week, but life is coming back to normalcy. So, since Ashita and me were talking a lot about it, we said, why don't we just record some of the few concerns that as a family we have faced or our relatives have faced, the children are going through, the parents are going through, and many of our clients have been sharing with us. So we would like to call this as managing or adjusting to going back to work or going back to school.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Ashita, before we begin, I would love to introduce you, and I take pride in introducing you as
Oh,
well.
that's so nice.
Thanks so much. So, Ashita is a very dear friend, as I said, and she's an RCI registered clinical psychologist. And she has over 10 years of experience working with the government and private hospitals. Apart from being a wonderful person, she is a relationship and a parenting counselor. Her contribution to the field of research has been absolutely immense. A couple of years ago, she started her own clinic by the name of Mentis Mindcure in Faridabad. And she has also collaborated with Aananda Center for Counselling to promote and help people deal with their mental and emotional well being. I'm so glad to be here with you, Ashita, today.
Thank you so much, Ambika. And you made my day, so let me do it for you as well. So, friends, let me introduce Ambika. He is Mrs. Ambika Warrior, and she is a counseling psychologist, founder director, Aananda Counseling Center at Delhi. She specializes in dealing with adults as well as children. She uses, along with psychological tools, Marma Chikitsa, uh, EFT tapping as well. So that's about Ambika, and she's also a parenting expert.
Thanks a lot, Ashita. Thanks so much.
So it's wonderful to start this discussion today, Ambika, because uh, I was feeling the same few months ago when my husband started going to office. When the
Mhm.
first day he was called that, okay, now everything is normal, so you have to come back, join back office. And I was scared for it.
So, Ashita, what is it that really went through your mind at that point in time when you say you were scared?
Yes. So, I felt कि अभी तो सब कुछ ठीक हुआ नहीं है. We
Mm.
still hear a lot of number of people, getting affected to COVID. There are people who are taking strict precautions. There are people who are totally ignoring. So, what is this happening, and how we will start that life again? Because we were so used to sitting at home doing work and waking up according to a totally different schedule. I mean, for those few months, totally different schedule, following uh, totally different eating habit. Going out was restricted. So many issues.
True. So this was something, that has, or this is something that has come up over and again, whether I talk about parents. In fact, my son is in class 12 and he has this apprehension because now the pre-board exams are going to happen in school. So the children themselves have apprehensions apart from parents that can we go to school or should we not go to school, whether the consent should be given or not be given. And I guess the similar thought process is happening with the professionals who are supposed to go to office, even if it means
Yes.
going to the office once or twice in a week. So, Ashita, if I had to put it into a couple of categories or a few categories, can we easily say that, our sleep cycle is completely changed now, which could be one reason of concern for people?
Definitely, because children were earlier so used to wake up at time at 6 o'clock. They are leaving for school. 7 o'clock is their bus time, or 7:30 is their bus time. So they come back by 2 o'clock, finish their homework, and they sleep early. Maximum children used to sleep by 9 or 10 o'clock. But uh, since now everybody was at home, they had a different sleep cycle. They were enjoying their playtime, they were enjoying the TV screen time, they were watching late movies or staying awake or eating late. All that was happening throughout this period. So I think that is definitely a change in sleep cycle. And if you see, our body immunity is also affected by that, because that's a biological clock which says sleeping time is, hello, sleeping time is 10 o'clock, maximum 11.
Very true. So now, since you spoke about immunity, I think I can take up a connected issue. In fact, I guess all of us are facing that. Why should we just talk about children or parents or people going back to work? It is more on the lines of people. All of us are feeling tired so soon. Maybe the work in the office was not hectic, but since I've started stepping out, going to the office and coming back, maybe I'm going to the office by 9:30 or 10, probably later than before the COVID situation came up. And I'm reaching back home early as well, but my body is so tired. And I would guess this can be contributed to no movement at all. And
Yes,
yeah,
yes, because whoever it is, be it we adults or children, uh, we were sitting at home. Maybe some of us were following schedule. कि 9 बजे उठना है, we have to sit with our office work, we have to start our laptops, and then we stick to one place till the time we have, break or the lunch time. And I think these office people had much more work to do, because they were sitting and continuously attending calls. In office, at least they were, having face to face interaction, talking to their maybe colleague or some other person who is already present there. But now everybody was connected only through calls. So most of the day spent on calls or online viewing screen, and the same goes with children as well.
true. I think here that means slowly we all need to give that, warm up kind of thing for our body. We should start getting out of the house. Of course, maintaining all the precautions, wearing mask, using a sanitizer, but give that movement and the momentum to the body so that when we indeed have to step out of the house, our body is able to take it.
Ambika, what I have observed is there are few people who are still very anxious,
Hmm.
and moment you ask them, they have literally, they can count on finger that they have twice or at least four times, not more than that, they have moved out of the house in last few months.
Oh,
So what I really wish to tell them is, first of all, bringing that mindful acceptance that it's absolutely fine. There will be anxiety because situation is such, it is uncertain. It is one of our emotion. You will feel anxious, but how you are dealing with it, that is more important.
right. And I also, feel that since the office or the school, in school, if you see, it's only the 10th standard and the 12th standard children who would be going at staggered timings, and each class is going to take only 12 students because that's the rule given by the government. Obviously they are taking care of each of us. So
Yes.
the children who are used to seeing another 40 or 50 classmates of theirs would suddenly see only 11 more students in that class. And similarly, since office is also working on a roster system, I guess there is an element of loneliness, or feeling that emptiness all
Disconnect,
around.
maybe disconnect. Socially, we are missing that connect, I think.
True. So, would you think if we said that, start having a conversation, even if it is online, even if it is on a Zoom call or a video call, and then when they go to the office, when they go to the school, it would make a difference to them? That acceptance would be more?
Yes, yes. Yes, I think because what students can do, especially that they can call up their friends, find out how they are doing, how are they in general, talking to them, and then probably going to school, because that is where their bonding will, start again, because they are not seen each other, or they have not been together for a long time, and they have a lot to share during these months, what they have done, and uh, how they have spent this time.
Right. I guess, what you said makes a lot of importance, where you're talking about have and share general things. even
Absolutely.
if even if it is us colleagues, or even if it is office professionals, we need to talk a lot of general stuff, more than professional related or academic related, because that is where our common interests and our personal bonding would increase.
Yes. And also, I feel that the way we felt initially when we were set to stay at home, we were anxious about that also.
True.
So it's our tendency that जैसे ही कुछ नया आता है हम सोचते हैं ये कैसे होगा. So this will as well pass, and it's just that you have to accept and start step by step.
True.
This will also take time to settle back, because I'm telling from my example, my husband started going into office in May.
Hmm.
We were a little anxious how he will be going, sending everything cleaned up, giving him tiffin bottle, everything, not to touch anything in the office, not to buy anything from the canteen, better to have lunch from home and water bottle from home. So this was everything, we need to plan. And then after a few months, he also started traveling. He's in a work where he needs to travel to different sites, and he has to meet his customer. So I was little anxious about that as well, because he has to, go to airport, take a flight, go to different place. We don't know who all are infected over there, whom all he is meeting. But as the time passed, as I say, it's it's settled automatically. Yes, we are taking precautions, we are still taking those precautions, but I think that is out of my mind now. It has set up automatically, that routine has set up.
Ashita, one of my friends, she was telling that when she started going to office, of course, she goes only twice a week. And
Yes.
thank God she does not have to travel anywhere, unlike your husband has to travel. So she was telling when she came back home, she would feel tired, and her body felt as though there was, temperature. There was warmth in her body. And then the first few days, she was kind of apprehensive, skeptical, whether if she had fever, or, would she contract the infection. But then eventually she said after a couple of days, a couple of, times of going to office, that also settled down.
Oh, you reminded me of the similar experience we had, because my husband also started experiencing that.
Hmm.
And what we realized later on is that since they were at home, there was no more driving, traveling time was reduced. You were not going to meet any customer, you were not going anywhere, or even walking up and down in your office using staircase or such things in your office. So this was completely not there for a few months, and now suddenly everything is there. You are driving back to your office, or you are taking metro or cabs, you are giving 1 or 2 hour of traveling time, and body has suddenly started taking that pressure ki acha वापस इतना काम करना है.
Hmm.
Body needs a warm up now.
Right. So I think it is very important for each of us, and like you had mentioned in the beginning, start taking care of the immune system,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
then we have a mechanism that is helping us from within, rather than looking for only external support in the form of medicine or injection. Of course, everything is important. There is no doubt about it. But the immune system, the soldiers within us, are the most important people right now in our lives.
Absolutely, because our everything, this is like a vicious cycle. Our immunity, then our gut system, then our sleep system, then warming up our body, all this thing is related, and once we start doing that again, I think people will start feeling a little calm, though concerned about the
Right.
precautions. They still have to take precautions, I guess, and I hope people are helped by this inputs that we have shared, our experience which we have shared.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think what we could do in future is, pick up one point from the conversation we have had today and maybe discuss at length, so that
Yes,
since it is coming from experience of various other people, I'm sure it would be helpful for quite a few people here.
definitely.
And if anybody has any experience to share, they can feel free to share with us.
Any experience or even your query, please feel free to share with us.
Yes. So, yes, thank you so much, Ashita. It was, as always, wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Ambika.
And I'm glad that we decided on this impromptu recording rather than
Oh,
just
yes,
talking.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes. Hope we do it more now.
yes, exactly. So, my dear friends, my dear audience, please feel free to ask your questions, like Ashita said. Please feel free to comment, and we will try to take up each and every question of yours. And if required, we would surely have another recording posted here. Thank you very much, and see
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye. Take care.